Hi everybody, it's Taylor. Welcome back to my channel. I'm an American expat living in Malaysia and I like to share my life and travels with you. Well, we just had Thanksgiving and I wanted to tell you all how thankful I am for you and for everything in my life. So I'm going to go over what I'm thankful for today and what I'm looking forward to in the future. Sound interesting? Stay tuned. Well, first of all, I want to thank you for allowing me to do this simple video this week. As you know, if you watched last week's video, I spent 3 days at a retirement home. And that was a big commitment on my schedule. So I thought I would do a little simpler video this week. I hope that's okay. I'm also celebrating some milestones with my channel. This is my 201st video. So wow, you guys have been along for the ride. I wonder how many of you have watched all 200 of my videos. Probably not very many. But it's astonishing to me that I've created 200 unique videos for this channel. Wow, I'm really grateful for that. And I'm going to go over my most popular videos in a minute and talk about why I think they're popular and what I could do to increase my viewership. But first I wanted to go over a few more things that I'm thankful for this Thanksgiving time. So, on top of having 200 videos under my belt, that's amazing. I'm also very thankful for my 32,000 subscribers that I have. I am so grateful for that. Also, I'm not quite there yet, but maybe in another month or so, but I'm about to hit 4 million views on my channel. Wow, that really humbles me, but it makes me really proud too. I know I'm still just a little YouTube channel, but I'm also a 71-year-old retiree, so I'm pretty proud of it. Another thing that I'm grateful for is my community, my viewers. My goodness, it almost feels like a family. I get to know you all. I mean, I see the ones that make comments all the time, and I remember you. So it feels like I'm talking to friends, and I'm really grateful for that. And in conjunction with that, I'm also grateful for all the viewers that I've met in person. Boy, I've met some really interesting people along the way. I had lunch with a monk. Also, one of my viewers happened to be in adult films. Interesting, huh? I've met other wonderful YouTubers like Jeremy and Claire from For Real. They've become really good friends of mine. And I've met a lot of traveling nomads. So it's just been a fun ride the last 3.5 years I've been doing this. And I'm also grateful to my immediate family, particularly my 2 sisters, and my friends, who've been very supportive of my channel and very proud of me. So now let's talk about my most popular videos. With 157,000 views, my #1 video is Will I Return to the USA? And if you don't want to watch that again, or if you haven't watched it yet, the answer is I don't want to. And no, I'm not returning. My second most popular video at 113,000 views is this the USA or Malaysia? And it's about a shopping mall here, Publica. That one I've done quite a while ago too. Both of these videos are quite old. But the third most popular was done just this year, and I knew when I made it was going to be popular. And I don't think it's really the most popular with my base viewers, the people who watch me all the time, but it was sort of a different topic, and it drew in some new viewers. And with 103,000 views, it's Malaysian tiny houses explored. Yes, well, anyone who watches YouTube knows that tiny houses are huge on YouTube. So I didn't even know they had tiny houses in Malaysia, and probably many of you didn't either. So I was glad to do that and showcase that. And I think it brought me a lot of new viewers. And it probably just brought me ones that watched only that video, pretty sure. Now I'll go over a few videos that have over 80,000 views. At 91,000 views, can you afford to live in Malaysia? Now this is an old one too, and it goes over the cost of living and what it costs to live in Malaysia and helps people figure out if they can afford it or not. It's an oldie but goodie, I think. At 87,000 views, This one is much newer, and I was sort of surprised it was so popular, but it's living alone in your 70s in Malaysia. And it was just sort of a day in the life. You know, it watched me get out of bed, go to the market, I don't know, just all kinds of mundane, everyday stuff, but it was quite popular. The third one at 81,000 views is Affordable Condo in Penang. Now that one's sort of taken off again recently. And honestly, it was just something I did while I was away in Penang and stayed in an Airbnb in a building where you could get an apartment for about $300 a month. Now, I got a lot of people saying that that's just not true, but I'm sorry, it is true. Now, it's a little bit old now, so it might not be as true. It might be $350 and maybe $400 a month. But at the time I made this video, it was definitely true. You could get an apartment in that complex, which is called I Santorini in Penang, for $300 a month. And the fourth one, at 81,000 views, is why this US couple retired to Malaysia. And that's an interview with my friends Ellen and Paul, who live in Penang. And that one did really well, because I think a lot of Americans are interested in moving out of the country too. Wonder why? But that one also got a boost because I mentioned it when I was interviewed by Business Insider magazine. And also, Ellen and Paul were interviewed by Business Insider magazine. Now, the last four are above 60,000 views. At 72,000 views, multi-million-dollar home. And this is my friend the judge's home in Penang. I think people are always interested in two things. You know, the one where I said the $300 a month and then multi-million dollars. I think people like the extremes. The second one, it's 65,000 views, is assisted living in Malaysia. Now this one was popular, and I went to sort of a really reasonable price assisted living place. But as you know, last week I did a fabulous video on a really upscale retirement home assisted living place here. So that shows you a couple different options. So I think that new one's gonna do really well, and it has already actually. The third one, it's 64,000 views, is the cost of healthcare in Malaysia. Now, this one's old too, and I could probably update it, and I have talked about healthcare since then, but most of it is probably still pretty accurate. But people who are thinking about moving here, of course, are interested in the cost of healthcare. But as you all know, it is just a fraction of what you would pay in the United States. And the fourth one, at 62,000 views, is mid-price condo in KL, which is my old apartment in M-City. My duplex apartment, remember that? The loft apartment? Oh, I loved that, but you know, I got tired of the stairs, and I'm really much happier living all on one floor now. So again, mid-price, low cost, and high price are all popular videos. So what does all this mean? What do you guys like to watch? In the videos that rank the highest, it's comparisons to the United States. That seems like a really popular topic, and I probably should do more of that. I have done some on comparing grocery prices between here and the US. In fact, I've done a couple of those. But comparing how retirement life is here compared to the US is a really popular topic. Now, the third one that's over 100,000, the tiny house one, that's an outlier. You know, as I said, I was getting all new viewers that are just searching for tiny house. So we won't really count that. I mean, I wouldn't say I would never do another tiny house video. It's just that there's not that many opportunities for me to do tiny house videos here in Malaysia. Also, everyone seems to like to watch the cost of living in Malaysia and comparing it to where they are living. Because in general, it's going to be less. Now, as with everywhere, inflation is creeping up and things are getting more expensive, but they're getting more expensive in your home country too. So still, Malaysia's a bargain in comparison, and people like to see that. Another thing people like to watch is the retirement home and healthcare aspect of living in Malaysia. As I mentioned before, people don't want to move to a new country or retire to a new country without the comfort of knowing that there are senior care facilities that they could go to. Another thing you all like to watch is real estate. I've shown a lot of different apartments and homes, and boy, like I said a little while ago, you like both ends of the spectrum, the low end and the high end. And I don't know, I think actually the low end gets more views, but the high end is really popular too. Like my recent one I did on the KLCC apartment, the one bedroom that's 1,600 square feet. That's doing really well, and I expect it to be one of the highest grossing videos. And I also know that you do like it when I do interviews with people, particularly expats, and those are always well received. And I hope to do more of those in the future too. Okay, now I'm going to talk for a minute on what doesn't do well, and that's why you don't see as much of it. I mean, it just makes sense. If no one's watching a style of video, I'm not going to do a lot of them, honestly. And even though I get quite a few requests to do more about Earl Grey, my darling Earl Grey, where are you? I don't know where he is right now. But his videos, if I focus on him, his videos do very poorly, sadly. I really hate to tell him that because he is sort of a world-famous superstar cat, but still, his videos are just not as popular as other topics. Go figure. Also, videos that don't do too well are my cooking videos. Some of you like them, but a lot of you don't because I just don't get enough views on them to do them all the time. Another one that surprised me that gets very poor views is anything about art or art galleries. Now, I would think more people would be interested in art, but apparently not, because every time I've done something, I even did a feature on an artist, and it was just one of the poorest videos I ever had. So I'm not going to say I'm never going to do anything else about art or art galleries, but you're not going to see them all the time, that's all. And the last one that doesn't do well are videos like this one, where I'm just talking about my channel or my old videos or things like that. So I'm sorry, maybe this one won't do well either. But as I said, I'm kind of worn out from my 3 days at the retirement home last week, and I just wanted to do an easy video this week, getting ready for the holiday season. Okay, now I'm gonna just tell you some of my goals for my channel. Now this one I'm not sure I'm gonna make. My number one goal for my channel is to reach 100,000 subscribers and get one of those plaques that YouTube sends out. Oh gosh, I would love that so much. And you know, yes, I have 32,000 now, but I don't know, it just seems like it grows so slowly, and I'm 71, almost 72 years old. I don't know if I can wait until I hit 100,000 at this rate. But speaking of that, a lot of people watch my videos and don't subscribe, and you know it's free, it doesn't cost you anything, it doesn't hurt anything, just hit subscribe. Help me reach my goal, please. Because with almost 4 million views on my channel, 32,000 subscribers is like less than 1%. So I think that's sort of sad. Why don't you help me out with that, would you? And then my real goal is to continue to make interesting and inspiring videos for my wonderful audience. You know, it's a challenge to think of something different every week, and think of something that people are really gonna like or be interested in. So I hope you appreciate my efforts, because I really do try. For the few people who are probably watching this video, thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and check the notification bell too. That way you won't miss any of my future content. Also, if you can, buy me a coffee. After a dismal week the week before, this week the coffee is picked up, and I really appreciate that. Here are this week's contributors to Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you all very much. I really appreciate it. And as always, here are my monthly contributors. They are so appreciated, I can't even tell you. Thanks again, guys. But that's all I have for today. I'm going to have lunch with a viewer soon. Tony, the guy I had Thanksgiving with last year, and I'm going to meet a new viewer and some students on Friday. So that'll be fun too. But again, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a great week. Talk to you later. Bye.